Whether you're solo or rolling deep with a full squad, where you build your base in Grounded 2 can make or break your early game. Resources, safety, mobility, it all matters. What's up guys, my name is Fervor, welcome back to the channel, and in this video, I'm breaking down the top 3 early game base locations that'll set you up for success no matter your playstyle. One for solo survivalists, one for group focused builders, and one that strikes the perfect middle ground for everyone. With that said, let's begin. Alright, first things first, let's talk about one of my favorite bases, and I call this Helm's Deep or Mythos Terrace or whatever that place is called in Lord of the Rings. I probably made a Lord of the Rings fan upset. But anyway, this is the location. This is not too far from that little mini table, the snack bar, up here, right here on the border. And this location is a very, very nice one that I really like. I guess we'll go over the reason for this location. So obviously this is a really nice location for those players who really want to have a defensive front, well, defensive back technically. These are indestructible, the wood thing is indestructible, and this is super nice for a starter base. And then if you decide to stay a little bit longer, because sometimes I stay a little bit longer on my starter bases, this is a great little base for it because it's going to give you good protection, and then you can just defend for it. In terms of like resources, dandelions there, dried grass, normal grass, all is here. We have plenty of food sources like weevils. Over here, this region tends to have orb weavers and scorpions. I look at that as a positive because I like their parts. But yeah, there's orb weavers and scorpions. And even down here, there's a cave. I don't want to spoil what this cave is, but it's a nice little cave. I know I'm releasing this video like day 3, so I'm trying to preserve, you know, you guys' gameplay. Right here, we also have a location where clay spawns. So we come here, we can get clay. I kind of gathered it. But this is a nice little clay location. It's a little bit of clay. You're not going to get a ton, but like for a starter base, just walking right here, plenty of clay. The biggest negative of this base is it doesn't have a ton of acorns, and it doesn't have a ton of, well, it doesn't have any blueberries. Blueberries are a little hard to get. In general, they're very far away from here. But nonetheless, over here, we have 1 acorn spawn. So every day you respawn, you in theory, you could just beat this one up every day. Get yourself some acorn pieces. You're probably not using acorns that heavily anyway as a starter base. But yeah, this is one of the better bases in my opinion because of that. Now, in addition to that, this has a little bench that they're under. Get plenty of sap under here. Down here, there's roaches like the nymphs, and then there's the bigger cockroaches. And then there's baby scorpions, scorpion juniors, I think they're called, or something. So you have access to a lot of really cool, oh, see, some northern scorpion here that you can actually get as well. So if you need parts and stuff, you can easily, you know, grab these. And this is just a nice little region for some extra resources and a little bit of diversity on the enemies that you can get. You got your gnats here. So, you know, you basically have everything you need. There's very few critters that you don't find that are here. Now, I don't know if I can find any of them, but there's also a butterfly spawn here. So if you're like a mage player, you should be able to find butterflies. There, oh, see, there's a butterfly there. They blend in really well. But you could spawn like 3 butterflies in this area. See, right there, 1, 2. So there's butterflies here too, right above you. So you get mage stuff. And then I guess obviously the big thing that's really nice for an early game player is this place here. And this is like one of the Omnit labs. And unlike the many other Omnit labs that you run across in this game, this one's special because it has a water thing here. So you don't even have to worry about water as a player at all. You just cover your food, which should be super easy, and water becomes a nothing issue. This is, in my opinion, my favorite base, the one that I'm basing at right now until I move on to a more mid game location. But yeah, this is super good. Favorite base. One more time on the map so you guys can see it. Located here. Super good. All right, for my next base, I want to give you guys a little bit more space, unlike my last one. This is probably going to be a base suited for people who are probably playing together, or you just prefer just a bigger area. And I'm going to show you on the map here, hide this filter. And so right about here, not too far from the snack bar, right down here. And this is not far from this tree. And the beautiful thing about this location is it's super elevated, it's high up. The terrain is relatively flat. It's not like the flattest, but across multiple places, this is like probably one of the flattest terrain. Here's a little marker. I left the raw science to pick it up so you guys have a marker. And this place is just great, like mountains of grass, mountains of seed. There's plenty of you know, things to cut down so you can have some of the stronger things. I fought like a bombardier beetle on the way up here, as well as a few other things, mosquitoes and stuff like that. So it has a very diverse set of just enemies to face off against over here. Oh, the other thing, acorns. This place is loaded with acorns. It's 2 here. There's another acorn place over, like there's like 5 of them over on the other side. I actually just gathered them all, but I really needed acorns. But there's acorns, there's mushrooms. There's also water here that has clay, as you can see down there. Leave me alone, mosquito. And then you have access to this tree over here that has a good amount of just general diversity in terms of the biome. So this, in my opinion, is one of the best places. Also, if you're not familiar with where blueberries are, they're right here on the map. And this is a blueberry trove. And I think this is like the only blueberry place, so you're gonna need that for leather. And so proximity to the blueberry location is pretty nice. You just beeline over there and you can just easily get blueberries. So it's a really nice one. Overall, I think this is one of the best base locations for anyone who wants to play with a guild. So yeah, highly recommend it. All right, we are at the final base location, and this is going to be a base location for those players who maybe start at a good starter location and want to settle a little bit later. So I tackled a couple of things: a solo player, a group player, and then maybe a player with groups or solo that wants a long-term base to transition to. This is a great starter location. It's super easy to get here. It is a little bit far, but it's not dangerous to get here for the most part. I think I ran into 1 mosquito. So just showing you the location on the map. From over there is basically just a straight line. I mean, I would just go this way and walk that way, basically. That's how I would do it. But long story short, the reason why I'm choosing, let me stand still for a second so you guys see where it's at. So it's right here. But anyway, long story short, the reason why I'm choosing this location is a couple of reasons. First off, the only like major blueberry farm location is here. You're gonna need a lot of berry leather for a lot of different armor pieces. So I think it's super important that you're within reasonable proximity. Obviously, it's super flat here. There's super good amount of space. Natural terrain to defend. So places like this, you can just make choke points and you can be fairly defensible for enemies. And then over here on this tree, there's acorns around as well. I mean, I gathered some of them on my way. I'm always gathering acorns. But there's acorns that drop around this area as well. Sap, you know, all the stuff you need for like just long-term building. And then there's like a water area over here. Stupid larva. That has clay and has gnats here, so you can get gnats and clay. There are mosquitoes over here, so you may need to be a little bit careful if you're earlier on in the game. I'm making a video, larva. Stop being annoying. And then I mean, it just looks dope. It's a natural hook looking location. That's really cool. You're not too far from the scorpion, and I think for like long term, just if you're like looking to go to the new biome, whenever that is done, you can just come right over here and just go to the new biome. So that's like super nice for like those players who maybe want a little bit of a longer, like long-term investment for a location where you don't have to move, because you'll be right on the border, because like the next 2 locations are going to be like all here, right? So you're not that far. Instead of like building over here, you can just build here. This can be long-term for you, and look at all this extra locations. So yeah, I think this is like a really good location. Sap, everything. It's getting kind of dark, But I think you guys kind of understand it. Really great location for those of you who want a good starter base location, and you have just short of everything. And there you have it. Each of these base spots offers something a little bit different. Whether you want quick access to resources, natural defenses, or just enough breathing room to start expanding, find the one that fits your playstyle, lock it down, and build from there. Keep in mind, if this guide helped you get your start in the park, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Grounded 2 guides and content just like this one. Of course, I'm going to be covering every major survival launch this year. My name is Fervor, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one very soon.